Alright guys, good afternoon. Chuck Mitchell back with you again. We're doing the impromptu Johnson Canyon railroad tunnel hike here. Have to pardon me with the camera here. Some of the shots might not be that great, but anyway, this is about a 45-minute hike, guys. Kind of a little bit of a perilous road to get in here, but definitely not insurmountable. But this line here was the original 1882 main line from Williams to Ash Fork. Coming up on here now, we've got what used to be abutment for a signal, concrete piling for a signal here. I'm going to bring you out as far as I can here. I was planning on doing this in the morning, but with as windy as it is, I figured that would help keep the heat down along with keeping the bugs down, so figured might as well just get her done today. I'm not going to film the entire 45-minute walk. I'll do tidbits here and there, but one of my main goals today, guys, is to check and see if this 1882 bridge that was constructed just west of the tunnel, if it's still there or not. I brought a small shovel with me, and we're going to see if that's the situation we're in. So I've been wanting to see if it's there for several years, so went ahead and decided that today was the day, just in case it's still windy in the morning. I wanted to make sure I get out here today, and got far enough in and decided just to go for it. So luckily the conditions have been dry up here for a while, so the way to get in was passable in the old Honda, so that's good. But anyway, guys, really beautiful area here. Really stunning. And got to think back in the day, as we were talking a couple weeks ago with the other abandoned right-of-way video, the railroad basically had to use what the earth allowed them to have. And as you can see, we're walking along this cut of this hill here, and that's what the railroad had to work with. You know, they had very limited means back in those days, but they had very high ambition and work ethic. So they had to utilize what they had coming with them, and that was really about it. So it's pretty neat. Once we get up here a little ways, there's a little bridge I'm going to show you that goes into this. There's a little bridge before this cut that I'll show you guys, and I'll catch you guys back up there. Alright guys, coming up here on the first little, I guess you'd call it a bridge, but it's more of just some drainage for this little wash here. We're going to come to this cut that for today's standards is extremely small, but you have to realize too that they you know, built it in the 1880s, and all they had were steam engines back then. But here's that bridge slash this little drainage cut here. So you'll have to imagine a 2900 484 coming through here. Looks like somebody else is up here as well doing this hike today. Unfortunately, my Honda won't get in here, so I gotta leave a little further back. But yeah, once upon a time, guys, 2900s rolled right through here. Very, very narrow. I'd say maybe only about 16 or so, maybe 20 feet. Definitely here in the middle, less than 16 feet for sure. Make sure there's no snakes over here. So I'm guessing we're going to run into whoever's up here at some point. But anyway, this cut here is really, really neat. It goes to show you how they had to kind of just force their way through. This is more of a dynamite situation here, but really neat. For 140 years, this is held up really well. Yep, somebody's definitely here. They got the gate down, so. Then it drops you into this really beautiful canyon. This is we're actually getting into Johnson Canyon now, and there's a few famous pictures. I'm going to try to match them up in the video here, and if I can, I'll throw them into the video. It's at the time that we get there. I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but from the onset where I parked, it's about a 45-minute walk to the tunnel, which really isn't all that bad. But one of the reasons they abandoned this line is because in the direction we're going, which is Railroad East, it's all uphill, and it's quite a grade. I'm not sure exactly the percentage, but it is quite the grade. It's also very treacherous, as you can see down here. Right, they had a lot of problems with trains derailing and going off into the canyon over the years, mainly close to the tunnel, right after the tunnel, which is one reason why they filled that bridge in. But it's just wonderfully beautiful here. But you can see how the world let them, or how the earth let them come through here. They basically just had to put a bunch of fill here on the side of this mountain here and build track. I also believe that this right here, I'm going to stop for a second and zoom in, that right there ahead of us, all that fill, I believe that at one time was a bridge as well, but there's no photos of it. So I believe it was, but just by the way it looks, you can see it goes from the railroad was cut into the side of that mountain, and then there's a big valley, a big wash, so there had to be something there. I'm going to get up here a little further, guys, and catch you back up to the first little photo spot I think that I can match up. Alright guys, we're going to see if we can match this up here. A lot of overgrown trees here from being abandoned for almost 70 years. But I believe we just go right up here. Not too far. I'm not gonna match it up perfectly, but if we look at this view right here, I'll put that picture in right now. I think we got it, as close as we're gonna get it anyway. So bear with me, guys. I'm gonna take a quick picture, and I'll get back with you a little further around over there where I think that one of those bridges was. All right, guys. Here we are at that first fill. See, it's a pretty daunting look down there, but it is beautiful. There's where we just came from. Johnson Canyon is absolutely gorgeous. I love coming out here. Try to do it at least once a year. Never done it during the middle of the day though, so I figured I would try my hand at it this year. Depending on what I find out about that first fill next to the tunnel, then how I handle this one. It looks like this one is a straight fill though, based on kind of caved in here. Washed out, but you can see the old supports for it, so that's pretty neat. Once again, what a beautiful view. Absolutely stunning. Sorry again for the wind, guys. Hopefully the mic isn't too terrible. We got this last big cut here before the tunnel. And then the railroad kind of hugs the side of the mountain again. Or side of the canyon, rather. And then after a couple a right turn and a left turn, we'll be seeing the tunnel. So I'm going to keep rolling ahead here, guys, and I'll see you up here in a minute. All right, guys, we're getting to a little over halfway there now, and not sure if you can see it. I can't really see the screen all that well, so forgive me. But you can see all this reinforcement the railroad put in over the years to help shore up the rail bed from erosion. You can probably imagine the water runs down the canyon and probably does a number on the right of way. So they had to shore it up somehow. And like I said before, we're in the canyon now, so the wind's kind of died down just a tad, so that's nice. But as I was saying before, what a massive piece of engineering, and the amount of effort it took to build this is just absolutely amazing. But it's one of my favorite things from history in Arizona is this tunnel. Once we get over there, I'll give you a little bit more history on it so you can see what I'm talking about in first person. But yeah, once we get to this this next left turn up here, guys, we're going to make a right turn up here, then another left turn, and we'll be able to see the tunnel. And then we'll start our adventure from there. So here's more of that reinforcement I was talking about. Like I said, this was abandoned in 1960. Another signal pylon there. So I'm going to get up there to the corner, guys, and get back with you. Alright, guys, we're coming up on the tunnel now. Getting the wind back at us as well. It's really too bad that during the operation of the tunnel from the late 1880s until the late 50s that not many pictures were taken from here. There are a few. I'll try to match a few of them up here, but this right here will be a pretty good shot. I do believe that there was a couple photos from right here. sidewalk in here. And of course there's that big fill, guys. I'm also going to throw in a picture here. Let me get up a little further. There you go. I'm going to throw in the couple postcard pictures of the of this area when it was when it still had the trestle in it. Okay. Pretty neat. I've always enjoyed kind of going back in time. Trips like this. I'll let the camera run continuously till we get over there so you can kind of see the approach. And a lot of people think that back in the day the trains, since they were smaller, the tunnels were smaller, but once we get up close to this you'll see how large it really is. I guess they when we get up closer I'll show you, but they had an issue in the early days after they first built it with fires. They had a lot of smoke outs in there because it was wood lined, and of course steam engines, they're not diesel, so they throw sparks and sometimes flames out of the stack, and the tunnel was catching on fire. So I'm guessing around 1900-ish, give or take, after Santa Fe got a hold of the railroad. They acquired this railroad in 1897. After they got a hold of it, they rebuilt it, and all this stone masonry work that you're going to see is from that rebuild. And then they also lined the ceiling of the tunnel with boilerplate so it wouldn't catch on fire. And then like I said, all the masonry work inside is really, really well done, and you're going to see shortly that if somebody was to have enough money and have enough know-how and connections, if they wanted to reactivate this line, they could do so very easily, because this tunnel is in perfect shape. Absolutely perfect shape. I haven't run into that person yet that was parked over there, so wonder what they got going on. Another little fun fact here is that during World War II, this tunnel was considered so vital that the federal government had a U.S. Army soldier stationed here 24/7 because they had some intel, I guess, of the impending threats on the tunnel and this line in particular because of the war effort. Alright guys, I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to throw up another photo. Actually, I'm going to throw up a photo over here, somewhere right in this general vicinity. Before the tunnel, or not the tunnel, the bridge here was finished. It's pretty neat. And or I guess it is finished in the picture, but I don't think the line was totally done yet. Anyway, this Army soldier, or collection of soldiers, they were probably just dropped off here by the train, you know, for their shift or whatever. And they had a little guard shack, which I can put up, put a picture up of once we get up there. I've done a lot of research on this line and seeing all that it has, all that it's been through. It's one of the really neat parts about history that's still here, and the fact we still get to visit, it's really neat. But like I said, this canyon here is really treacherous. Apparently they had a lot of derailments over the years here. And once again, it's all downhill from where we were at, and pretty steep when you're talking about how many tons a train is, even back then. A little bit of history here. This piece of concrete was the foundation for a telltale, and basically what that was way back in the day when they didn't have air brakes and they had to stop the train with the hand brakes on the passenger cars or on the freight cars. They had a guy that was running on top of the train, and when they got close to a tunnel, they had to duck down, and that's what that was. It was basically just a little bit of leather or whatever they could find. They would tie it up there, and once the guy hit it, if it was middle of the night, he would have to duck down. All right, cool. We made it, guys. All right, let's head on inside here. You have to bear with me. I may have to adjust my camera settings, but it's going to be worth it. You can see all the erosion that's occurred here. All this kind of had a little bit of a rock slide here over the years. I wish I could make out the dates on this masonry work, but fortunately I can't. Bear with me, I'm trying to get my glasses stowed away here. Okay, let's see how this turns out here. There we go, that's not so bad. It's actually not a very long tunnel either. I want to say about 600 feet. But like I said before, in excellent condition here. Go ahead and walk to the other side. You can see the light from the other side already. But like I said, extremely large. Santa Fe, when they rebuilt it, they probably understood that the engines were going to continue getting larger, and went ahead and built for the future. It's also nice and cool in here. It's not very hot today, only about 85 degrees, but like I say, I try and do this hike every year, and every year I try to do something a little different and explore a little different. You can see here they also, when they rebuilt it, they lowered it a little bit. Not sure how. Like you can see obviously how much erosion has occurred here over the years, but and then also where the tracks would have been on the low end of this concrete here. But absolutely stunning. For a 124-year-old rebuild and a 140-year-old original, she's held up quite nicely. Give you a view of this side, guys, and I'm going to go do a little exploration. See if any remains of that bridge are still there. Like I say, it's absolutely gorgeous and really a testament. I really enjoy coming out here. Highly recommended. So I'll see you guys back on the other side. Here's a little bit of engraving on the masonry work here, and there is an engraving on there, but it's just so eroded. I want to say it says 1900 on it, but it really can't tell for sure. I will put a picture up. Let me back up one more time. There is one known picture that I found of a train coming from this direction here with the tunnel in front of it. Go ahead and throw that in right now. Obviously it's not from way back there. It's kind of a bitch to get back there. The trail that people hike to really ends on this side of the tunnel, and it's not all that well maintained. So alright guys, I'm head back in. I'll see you on the other side, and we're going to do some exploration on seeing if that bridge is still there. I want to go ahead and put in that picture, guys, that matches up with where that shack was. Kind of hard to get it right here, but it was from the back of the Super Chief, or back of the El Capitan, or the Chief, or whatever it was. It matches up pretty good. I did find that person. They actually went off down here somewhere. Not sure where, but they're down in Johnson Canyon somewhere. There they are. Not sure if you can see them or not. Whoops, that's not the... They're down there in the wash. But I'm gonna keep looking for this bridge, guys. It's kind of this stuff is really impacted, so it's hard to get a shovel in there. But I'm gonna try to get it on the west side of the bridge from where I showed you guys that first picture. So bear with me. Well, unfortunately, guys, we weren't able to dig deep enough to this shovel I got. It's kind of a real basic and doesn't really want to go too deep, and this stuff's really impacted, so it you know, you figure after however many years of trains pushing it down, unable to get there, but it is what it is. But still a good trip. I may try to bring a different shovel at some other time, but for now, actually, I met these people. They came out here just after me, and they offered me a ride back to the car, so I'm going to take them up on it. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and give you one last look at Johnson Canyon here. There's that group that I just mentioned. And yeah, guys, well, hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a comment, thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll go from there. But until next time, we will see you guys later.